Alright, in this video I'm going to go over how you can transition from manually sending 20 to 30 emails per day to sending hundreds per day on autopilot. Now if you're an agency owner manually sending emails to your prospects, not even knowing if they're going to get opened, this video is for you. Manually sending cold emails is pretty bad for a lot of reasons in most situations. It can work. I've just found that in most situations it's better not to rely on having to do that manually. So the reason it's pretty bad to do, in my opinion, is it's time consuming, it's often quite boring, it's inefficient, but the main issue for me that means that I don't do it is it relies entirely on your willpower to be consistent, and consistency is the name of the game. So some days you will be able to send 30 in a day really easily, fine, done and dusted, but in other days you may only be able to send 10 to 15, and that may be because of time constraints. Maybe you just can't focus because you've not got a good night's sleep. Any number of reasons can affect your output essentially. And when you are trying to run a business, you can't plan if you don't know consistently how many prospects are seeing your offer. So this doesn't exactly result in meetings, but it's more about how many eyeballs are you getting, because full disclosure, you can be sending hundreds per day as the title suggests, but your email script could still be terrible and you could get no meetings. But the most surefire way to grow your business or have some sort of consistency is to know how many people are seeing your offer. Because if only an average week, let's say only 70 people see your offer, compared to the person who's sending 300 emails a day, that would be a lot more people who are seeing his offer, and he will just win because of sheer volume, right? So if you're already sending out emails manually, then you're in quite a good position because it's easy to transition to automated emails, right? So here's the steps that you can do. The first thing is look at the emails that you're already sending out that have the best positive reply rate. So the purpose of this is to find what your best performing scripts are, and then the next point that you can do is you can identify the personal information that you use most commonly. For example, company name, first name, best-selling product, location, etc. And then you can add these columns in a Google Sheet, and then you can use these as merge fields in your scripts. So in this way, what you're doing is you're taking a template that you know already works to some degree, and then you're putting in the personal information that you can scrape, or you can spend your time getting this data rather than copying and pasting each email or manually writing it. And then you can use these as merge fields so that you can personalize using that data. So this is an example of how it would work. So you can see here the merge fields are in between these curly brackets, and you can add these, as I mentioned above, in the Google Sheet. So now you can send your best performing email in bulk to leads that fit your ideal client profile. And it all comes down to efficiency versus effectiveness, right? And maybe this is a topic for another video, but the outcome that we want is booked calls and clients signed. And if you look at just numbers, input and output, the number of booked calls increases even if we slightly sacrifice the meeting book rate slightly. So if you're sending 20 emails per day and you're getting a 3% book rate by hyper-personalizing each email and agonizing over every detail, it'll take 1.5 days to book a call. And that's assuming that you're sending effective emails manually in the first place. Let's assume that you automate that script and your meeting book rate halves because it's not quite as personalized, because there's some things you can't exactly get right every time. As long as you more than double your volume, you have a net gain of meetings booked. So as you can see here, 1.5 is obviously half of 3. So to get the same output as you were before, you need to double your volume. So anything above doubling your volume actually increases the outcome that we want, which is the booked meetings. So that means that we have a net gain of meetings booked, and you get hours of time back that you were previously just sitting there sending emails. So you can use that time to learn more about your service delivery, any other business task, or even just going to the gym, right? Having more free time. And this is a great scenario for people who are still in full-time jobs, because your emails will be sent out while you're working. So you're effectively double as productive, right? Let's look at a different example of why it's important to automate this process, in my opinion. So email sending software typically costs between $30 and $50 per month. And let's assume that it's $50 per month, and you normally spend 20 days a month sending emails, and you spend 4 to 5 hours between sending new emails and sending follow-ups each day. So at $50 a month, that is $2.50 per day, or 62 cents per hour, to delegate this task into your business. Unless you have literally $0 in savings and income, it's pretty much irresponsible not to automate this and to rely entirely on your willpower to stay consistent. Because, spoiler alert, sooner or later something will come up where you can't stay consistent. And another note that I put here is software doesn't take days off. Another huge advantage of using an email sending software is that most will also include email warping in their subscription price. Now, if you didn't know, if you try to send emails from a brand new email account and you're trying to send a high volume or anything above a couple per day from day zero, you end up going to spam. So there's email warming subscriptions or email warming software that simulates real activity. So it starts off sending a couple per day and then slowly ramps it up. So yeah, as I mentioned here, if you try to automate sending 20 emails from day one in a brand new inbox, you will get marked as spam. So yeah, this is just not normally included in the subscription price anyway. So as I mentioned, you don't want to be sending more than 30 emails per day in a single inbox. Otherwise you'll go to spam, right? So then how come the title of this video is sending hundreds per day? And the answer is by scaling with multiple inboxes. So using an inbox rotating tool, you can effectively bypass this limit by load balancing your sending volume across multiple inboxes. So I currently use instantly.ai for this, and I wrote this a while ago when it was fairly new, but I'm pretty sure most people are using it now. And if you're not, then you definitely should be. So again, this is about $40 a month, and you can attach unlimited inboxes. So what does this mean? If you want to send 100 per day, again, with the limit of about 30 to 50 emails per day, let's say it's 30 per inbox to be safe. So if you want to send 100 per day, you'll need 3 inboxes and a software that can rotate them. And this is how the round robin effect works with using a software like this. So email 1 will be sent using inbox 1, email 2, inbox B, email 3, inbox C, and then the 4th email, inbox 1. So in this example where 4 emails have been sent, only 2 were sent by one inbox, and obviously that keeps going up until the max per day for each inbox. So hopefully that was useful. The Google Doc is down in the description as always, and I will see you in the next one.